Good morning children. I hope you all are keeping safe at your places. This is Jyoti Nahar from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group, Kota, and I'll be taking science from class 6, and the chapter that we are going to take today is chapter number 6, Changes Around Us. So children, open your books to page number 76 and we'll start. So children, you observe a variety of changes around you. In the night when you sleep, it is all dark and the stars are twinkling. But when you get up in the morning at 8, you find a bright sunny day. Is it a magic? No. Change is a law of nature. Everything around you, it keeps changing. You find buds, they bloom into flowers. You are growing day by day. So all the things around you, they keep changing. Milk, when it is kept in the night with some curd added to it, it changes into curd. So all the changes that you find around you, it is a law of nature, or some changes they are brought by us too. So you find a variety of changes around you. Some of the changes that we are going to discuss here is the types of changes, that is slow and fast, desirable and undesirable, and reversible and irreversible. So let us discuss some type of changes, and these changes, they take place due to the transformation in size, color, shape. Sometimes the structure or the temperature of the substance changes, the state of the matter changes, like when ice is heated, it changes into water. So this is the change in state. So the transformation in size, color, state, temperature, all they bring out a change in the matter. Now let us discuss some types of changes that are important. So children, some of the changes that are found in nature may be classified as reversible and irreversible changes, natural and man-made changes, physical and chemical changes, slow and fast changes, desirable and undesirable changes, and periodic and non-periodic changes. So we are going to discuss these types of changes one by one. Let us first take up slow and fast changes. What do you mean by slow changes? Slow changes are the changes that take a long time to occur. They take a longer period of time to make the change, like germination of a seed. Germination of a seed, it takes a long time, maybe a day or a week or maybe 2 to 3 months. So this is a slow change. Similarly, rusting of iron. When iron, it combines with moist air, it turns into iron oxide, and this is a coating which turns the iron into reddish brown color. So this again is a very slow process. It doesn't take place within a second of time or within a few minutes. It takes a longer period of time to occur. Then we have decomposition of leaves. This again is a slow process because it takes time. Now what are fast changes? Fast changes means the changes that take a very short duration of time to occur. They may be a fraction of second or a minute even, like bursting of crackers. As soon as you bring the cracker near the flame, it bursts out. It takes just a fraction of second, isn't it students? You must have observed while bursting crackers, it takes just a few seconds to burst. Now other examples of fast changes are burning of matchsticks and thundering and lightning. These are also examples of fast changes. It takes place within a few seconds. As soon as you blink your eyes, these are changed, means they take place within a very short duration of time. Now the next type of change is natural and man-made changes. Now what are natural changes? Natural changes are the changes that occur in nature on their own. We are not responsible for these changes. These changes, they occur on their own, like growth of a plant. You are growing on your own. So this is a natural change. The other examples of natural changes are thunderstorms, storms that occur, and the man-made changes. These are the changes which are brought about by us. They are controlled by human beings. We are responsible for bringing these type of changes, like cooking of food. We are preparing food. We are mixing the ingredients to make the food, or we are making the ingredients convert into food. So we are responsible for it, and these type of changes are called man-made changes. Similarly, changing the direction of river flow by building a dam. We are building dams to change the direction of water flow. So again, this is an example of man-made change, because we are responsible for bringing these changes. Similarly, deforestation. For our benefit, we are cutting down trees. Deforestation, this again is an example of man-made change. For our use to clean up the land, we need land for building up buildings and multi-stories. So we are cleaning up forest. So this deforestation is again an example of man-made change. Now next type of change that we are going to discuss is desirable and undesirable changes. Desirable changes are the changes that are beneficial for us. They are helpful to us, like the changing of milk into curd. It is a desirable change. We want it. It occurs according to our wish. We want it. So it is helpful for us, because curd, as you all know, this is much more easily digested than milk. So these type of changes which are good for us, which are beneficial for us, they are known as desirable changes. Other examples of desirable changes are cooking of egg, ripening of mangoes. We all want these changes. So these are desirable changes. The preparation of food by green plants in the presence of sunlight. This is again a desirable change, because it gives out oxygen. In the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is released, and this is very useful for us. So this is a desirable change. Again, germination of seeds. When seeds they germinate, this is also desirable change. And formation of manure and undesirable changes, like breaking of a glass bottle. Why it is called undesirable change? Because this is not beneficial for us. It is not useful to us. Like breaking of glass, we do not want this. So this is an undesirable change. Other undesirable changes are wastage of food, environmental pollution. And environmental pollution, we do not want it. It is an undesirable change, because it is very harmful. It is harmful for our health, for our lungs. So we do not want it, but it occurs. So this is an undesirable change. The next type of change that we are going to discuss is reversible and irreversible changes. Now what are reversible changes? Reversible changes are the changes that can be reversed by reversing the conditions. If we reverse the condition, the change or the natural ingredient or the initial ingredient is obtained back, like stretching of a rubber band. As I stretch my hand, the rubber band stretches. As I release it, it comes back to its original position. So when we reverse the conditions, we get back the initial position. So such type of change is called reversible change. We can get back the original position. The other examples of reversible change are melting of ice. When we heat ice, it converts into water, and we can reverse this process by again cooling water. When water is kept in the refrigerator, it converts back into ice. So this is an example of reversible change. Again, blowing up a balloon is a reversible change. As you blow air into the balloon, what happens? The shape of the balloon changes, it inflates, and as you leave it, the air blows out again, and then the balloon comes back to its original shape and original position. So this is an reversible change. Other examples are the reversible changes of the other examples of reversible changes are melting of evaporation and condensation. They are also reversible changes. Now, but all the changes are not reversible. Some changes may be irreversible. What are irreversible change? Means they cannot be reversed back. Means a change that cannot be reversed by changing the conditions is called an irreversible change. We cannot get back the original position or the original form. Thus, this transformation cannot be reversed, whether we reverse the conditions even. Like a bud, when it blooms into a flower, we cannot reverse back or we cannot get back the bud from the flower. So this is a change which is irreversible. We cannot get back the original position. The other example is when we cook rice. Raw rice converts into cooked rice, but this change cannot be reversed. We cannot get back raw rice from the cooked rice. So this is again an example of irreversible change. Now, the other example of irreversible change, when you are baking cake from the ingredients, you cannot get back the ingredients from the baked cake. The other examples of irreversible changes are when you are baking chapatis from the dough. Making of dough chapati is a reversible change. You can get back or you can change the shape of the chapati, but once it is baked, you cannot change it back or you cannot reverse back the change. The baked chapati cannot be converted back into flour. So this is an example of irreversible change, whereas making of chapati from dough is a reversible change. You can get back the dough from the make chapati, but once it is baked, you cannot get back the raw materials. So this is an example of irreversible change. So some of the examples of irreversible changes are bursting of crackers, burning of like candle or a burning of matchstick, burning of wood, cooking of food. All these are examples of irreversible changes. Digestion of food, cooking of, burning of wood, all these are irreversible changes. Now, next topic that we are going to take up is physical and chemical changes. Now, what are physical changes? We are going to understand. Now, physical change is a temporary change in which no new substance is formed. Like if I have a piece of paper and I fold it, no new substance is formed in it. The paper is same substance remains even if I fold it or unfold it, and this change is temporary change. I can change the position or the shape of the folded paper again. So this type of change where no new substance is formed, it is called as physical change. The substance which is initially with us remains the same after the change. It is a temporary change. Other examples of physical changes are melting of wax. When we melt wax in a bowl, it melts and converts into liquid wax. But this is a physical change. We can reverse back. These type of changes, physical changes, most of them are reversible. We can get back the original material or the original substance by reversing the conditions, like melting of wax. When we heat wax, it converts into molten form, and when we cool it back, it converts into candle, and if we change the shape, it converts into candle again. Other examples of physical changes are evaporation and condensation. Heating of ice, it converts into water. Again, water can be converted back into ice. So this is an example of physical change, because in this the state changes. Only the state is changing from solid state to liquid state, or from the liquid state to the solid state. No new substances formed. The water remains the same, only the state is changing. So such type of changes are called physical changes. Now, breaking of glass. If a glass breaks, the material remains the same. Only what changes? The shape of the glass changes. So this type of change, where we do not get any new substance, is called as physical change. Now, what is a chemical change? A chemical change is a permanent change, and in this type of change, we get one or more type of substances which have the properties which are entirely different from the material, properties of the material which we initially had, like burning of coal. This is an example of chemical change, because in this, when we burn coal, what do we get? We get ash, and the properties of ash are entirely different from the properties of coal. So we are getting a new substance with new properties and new formation. So this type of change is called a chemical change. Other examples of chemical changes are when milk, it curdles, like when we add a spoonful of curd to milk, it converts into curd within a few hours. So this is curdling of milk. This change is a chemical change, because the properties of curd is entirely different from the properties of milk. The taste is different. You must have observed, the taste is different, the consistency is different from milk. So this type of change, where we are getting a new substance, is known as chemical change. Other examples are burning of paper. When we burn paper, what do we get? We get ash, which is left behind after burning, and this ash is very different in color, shape, size, and the properties of ash are entirely different from the properties of paper. So this type of change, we are getting a new substance over here. So this type of change is a chemical change. The other examples are when raw tomatoes, they ripen and they convert into ripened tomato. The color also changes and the properties also change. So we have a tabular we are going to distinguish in a tabular form what is the difference between physical change and a chemical change. Only physical properties of a substance change, like when we convert ice into water. What is changing? The state is changing. Only the physical properties are changing. So when this is a physical change. Chemical change is two or more substances react chemically. In this, two or more substances, like in rusting of iron. Iron is combining with moist air to convert into red oxide. So iron oxide. So here two or more substances, they are reacting chemically, and this type of change is a permanent change, it cannot be reversed back. Here physical change, no new substance is formed. The substance remains the same. When water is converted into ice or ice is converted into water, the substance is water. Only what is changing? The state is changing. Here we get a new substance, like when the rusting of iron takes place, we get iron oxide. So that is a entirely new substance from iron, different from iron. Here the change is a temporary one. We can reverse back. This change is a permanent change. We cannot reverse it back. But some type of changes in physical changes, they are also irreversible. Here, but chemical changes, they are almost permanent changes. We cannot reverse back the process. We cannot get the iron from the rusted iron, or we cannot get back milk from curd. So that type of change is a chemical change, and physical changes usually can be reversed by reversing the condition. If we reverse back the conditions, we get back the initial position. That means we can reverse this type of change. But chemical changes, they cannot be reversed even if we reverse the conditions. So these type of changes where the change is permanent, we cannot reverse it, or a new substance is formed, this type of change is called chemical change. And a physical change is a change where no new substance is formed and it is a temporary change which can be reversed. So students, you understood the difference between physical change and chemical change. So we have discussed the types of changes now. So now coming up to our next topic. So children, we have discussed the types of changes. We have an internal question here which you are going to write on page number 77. The question is, name the different types of changes, and the answer for this question is slow and fast changes, natural and man-made changes, desirable and undesirable changes, reversible and irreversible changes, and physical and chemical changes. These are the changes that we have discussed just now. So this is the answer for our internal question, that is, name the different types of changes. So coming up to our next topic, children, now you must be having a question in your mind that can all the changes be always reversed? Can we reverse all type of changes? The answer is no. We have discussed that a physical change can be reversed back, but sometimes when the physical change, even that cannot be reversed, like a folding of paper. This is a physical change. We can fold it and unfold it again. So this is a physical change which is reversible too. But if we cut the paper into two pieces, this is again a physical change. But can you reverse it back? No, you cannot join the two papers and get the original position. So this type of change, this is a physical change, but we cannot reverse back the change. So sometimes changes can be reversed and sometimes cannot be reversed even if they are physical changes, as I explained you just now in the case of cutting of paper. It is a physical change, but we cannot reverse it back by reversing the conditions. So students, you understood some changes are reversible, like on heating of water it converts into gaseous state. Again we can condense back the vapors to get the liquid state. So this is a physical change which can be reversed, but some changes which cannot be reversed, like once you have sharpened your pencil, you cannot get back the original pencil back. So the condition, it is a physical change, but you cannot reverse it back. So some changes can be reversed, but some changes are such which cannot be reversed back. Like I am going to give you a simple example of it. vinegar with baking soda what do you get? You get a salt and water and carbon dioxide which is in gaseous state. So this is an example of a chemical change, and in this we are getting the substances. These substances are entirely different which cannot be combined back to get the original ingredients or the original components. So this type of change is a chemical change which cannot be reversed. So this is an chemical change and this is irreversible process. So children, coming back to our topic, our next topic which is on page number 81, we have expansion and contraction of materials. So students, we have studied in our earlier classes that when a substance is heated, it increases in size, and this increase in size is called expansion. Opposite to this, when the substance is cooled, it contracts or decreases in size. This property is used, this expansion and contraction of materials on heating and cooling. This property is used in solids while fitting wooden handles. How it is done? Let us understand it. See, when iron tools which need a wooden handle in them, like supposing we take this iron tool, we need to fit a wooden handle into it. A wooden handle is of this type. When we want to fit this wooden handle into this iron tool, what do? This ring or the hole into which the wooden handle has to be fixed is made a bit smaller in diameter. This diameter is a bit smaller than the diameter of the handle, and what is done? This is heated. This ring is heated, and what happens on heating? On heating, this ring expands and it increases in length. So the diameter will increase, and when we fix this handle into it and cool it immediately, the handle gets tightly fixed into the ring. So this is the use of expansion and contraction in fitting the handles in iron tools. Similarly, you must have observed wheels which have iron rims. Wooden wheels, they have a iron rim which is fixed to the boundary of the wooden wheel. And how this fitting is done? This iron rim, this is a bit smaller in diameter as compared to the wooden wheel. This diameter is slightly less than the diameter of the wooden wheel, and when this wheel is heated, this rim or the ring, when this is heated, it expands and the diameter will increase. As the diameter increases, we fit it into the wooden wheel, and when it cools down, it gets tightly packed or tightly attached to the wooden wheel. So this is a very good use of expansion and contraction while in fitting of boundaries or handles or iron rims into the wheels or iron tools. So we have the first topic, that is expansion and contraction, means why the changes occur? They occur due to the effects of heating and cooling. The other topic is interaction between substances. Interaction between substances means when two substances are mixed, either a physical change or a chemical change takes place. Like when I add sugar into water, what happens? The molecules of sugar, they go and settle in between the molecules of water. In this, the change is physical, as we do not get any new substance. But if we stir the solution, and if we stir the solution, the sugar dissolves faster because the interaction between the molecules increases. There is interaction between the molecules because we are stirring the sugar solution. Here the change is taking place because of the interaction between the two substances, that is when sugar and water, they are added. If they are kept separately, if there is no interaction between the molecules, no change will take place. Like sugar and water, if they are kept separately, they do not form a solution on their own because there is no interaction between the molecules. So these changes occur when there is change in the conditions like heating and cooling, or when there is interaction between the substances. When the two substances, they react or they interact, then change occurs. So this was all about the chapter, students. I hope you have understood the chapter. Thank you.